nothing on yet.
We're right.
Oh, well.
And we are live. Welcome,
morning.
everyone. Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Afternoon.
Here we go. Oh, yes, we are definitely live. Just got the YouTube note. Okay, welcome everyone to this week's Inside Circle, with the topic being censorship. Welcome to chat. And if you haven't, please hit the thumbs up and become a subscriber, and make sure you hit that notification button so you get notified of the next podcast and any changes that we need to make, like we had to make time change this week. But before that, you will notice our circle looks a little bit different this week. Wendy has stepped back from the panel and we wish her all the very best. Inside Circle, though, is about bringing voices together. Yep.
Yeah.
What?
Emmy,
Are we
there's
up?
no image. There's no image.
No image of what?
Of who?
Just see.
Of the
Yeah, they
Is
don't
it-
see us.
They're not seeing us?
Uh-uh.
Whew. Okay, I wonder why.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us? Here comes Anna. Here comes Anna. They're not seeing us. I wonder why not. Because everything is on.
I don't know. I've got it on my iPad and there's nothing.
This app. What? So is it showing that it's live?
It's showing live on your side, and it's showing
Wait.
live, but there's no. Oh God, we're there. Don't worry.
We're there?
Oh,
It's a delay, is it?
No, we're there. We're
Well,
live.
okay, we are there now.
Okay. Should I start again, or should I just continue where we were? All right, now I'll just continue where we were, because obviously there's just a delay. Okay, so Inside Circle is about bringing voices that are engaged and ready to explore ideas, and something that means the circle sometimes has to change shape. We are excited to welcome someone to our panel circle who's not only joining us as our panelist, but also stepping up as Inside Circle's graphic artist. She's already created our brilliant new intro, complete with music, and is working on our outro as well. I'm reading from a script, and you all know I hate doing this, but I have to do it,
Dem?
otherwise I'll forget. Eh?
Demi?
Yeah.
No, there's still nothing, and it's saying
Oh.
it started on a different stream. I don't know. I'm
Okay,
just
go over
going
see if, tell them to go over to see if they can find it on a different stream. Just go straight to
I've
the
got-
what
I've
do you
got
got?
you fine.
You have? Okay.
Yeah, I've got you live. Yeah.
You got us live? All right.
It might
Okay.
be a
Yeah.
different link, or
got you now.
No. You got okay. She has already created, back to my script, she has already created our brilliant new intro, complete with the music, and she's working on the outro as well. So her can't say it, her creativity is helping bring the
Yes.
circle to life visually, and I know you'll soon be more than I didn't read that, and I know you'll see more of her amazing work in the weeks ahead. Now you've got me all bloody nervous, but maybe a bit sooner than in the next week. So direct from the beautiful South Island of New Zealand, Kiwi Klassic, welcome. Awesome
Kia
to
ora.
have you here. Kia ora.
Tanakwe. Kia ora. Tanakwe. How are we all? Yes,
good,
it's
good.
very, very cold here today. Very, very cold.
Yeah, what's the degrees?
yeah, I
what's
heard-
temp?
Last time I looked, it was 9.
Oh, lovely. I don't know what it is. What do we got
But
here?
it-
19 degrees Celsius here. So,
But it
and
is
that's in an
afternoon.
aircon.
So, yeah.
Right. Also,
So,
hang on
yeah.
a second. I'll get through this. A very warm welcome to Anna, not only our resident insightful voice, steady presence and info guru, but someone I rely on so much to keep me focused and calm. Thank you and welcome, Anna.
Thanks, Demi.
On to Anjanette. And a bit of an announcement here. Anjanette has kindly accepted the role of channel manager for me. Making Anjanette the channel manager is probably one of the wisest decisions I have ever made in my life. She is organised, she is aligned with our vision, and having her handle channel logistics will free me up to focus on not having to read off scripts, being able to ad-lib and do the stuff that a good host is supposed to do. So, Anjanette, how are you doing? Are you awake yet?
Oh, barely.
How much sleep have you had?
Well, TNME ended at 4 a.m. for me, and I slept for about 4.5 hours, and then I had to shoot off to Port Elizabeth, which is an hour away. My uncle had major carotid artery surgery.
We had to correct that, didn't we?
Yeah, I totally fucked it up. But anyway, carotid artery surgery in his neck, which was pretty major. I mean, he's 82, so it was a bit of a nerve-wracking day. He eventually came out of theatre at about 8:30, and I only left Port Elizabeth at 10, got home at 11, jumped on stream to test everything, and then had a power nap.
Of about probably 20 minutes. That would have been about it.
Yeah. Luckily, I've got a very nice boss, and she has said I can sleep all day tomorrow if I want to. Yeah, I work for myself, and my boss is awesome. She said I can sleep.
Oh, you got to have a boss like that. Yeah, that is
I can sleep
awesome. Good for you. All right, Kiwi.
Yeah.
Welcome. How's life treating you in New Z? I love New Z.
Thank you.
It is one of my most favourite places in the world.
Very
I never
well.
got to the South Island. I wish to God I had. Our 3 years was on the North Island. So tell us about it.
We call it the mainland. The mainland.
I've heard that actually. I've heard that.
Yeah.
It's
It's lovely.
it's absolutely beautiful place. I think.
The
Go ahead.
the filming of Lord of the Rings, some of the filming was done
Yeah, that's right.
that way. So, hence the logo. I'm right
I
under
love that
Lord of the
shirt.
Rings.
I want one
Yeah.
of those
Oh, yeah.
shirts.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That shirt is
Thank you.
awesome.
She designed
Yeah.
that, didn't she? Yeah.
And it's
Yes,
also the
all made and
it's
designed.
also and it's also your avatar on YouTube and X, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right. Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Testament to her creative artistic talent, I think, because
Well,
it's absolutely brilliant.
Thank you, Demi. Thank
Oh.
you. I started off as a sign writer, and in those days it was done with a brush,
Yeah.
and then progressed from there to a graphic designer. And I worked for a company in Brisbane for 15 years. Yeah, before coming
On the
back
s-
to New Zealand.
On the south side. Yeah, on the south
On
side.
the
of
south
Brisbane.
side,
I'm on the
Yes.
north side. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
But
that's when I came back to Christchurch. I was retired, forcefully retired, younger than I should have been.
Yeah.
And I thought, what do I do with my time now? I've got all this time on my hands.
Yeah.
And that's when I discovered hyperrealism drawing. So that's what I'm doing.
Hyperrealism drawing. I'm going to have to
Yes.
Google that and find out exactly what it is. But that's hyperrealism drawing. It's absolutely brilliant. Yeah, I love it. I've seen some of your work, so you know, and I'm sure we might be seeing a little bit more a little bit later on. I think.
Yes.
Just maybe.
Yes.
Anna, my friend, how's it going, mate? We've had a little bit of a panic here last week with just near the end of the podcast. We've had an incident happen, which I'll tell you about. Banana's also had another incident. This is all to do with Australian wildlife. Don't be fearful of Australian wildlife. It's all out to kill you. We've just learned to live with it. Yeah. What happened, Anna?
Yeah, I ducked out a couple of times last week during the stream because Hayley, your daughter, had been bitten by a snake, and we weren't sure how bad it was, but it was a bit of drama. I wasn't sure if you knew or not while streaming, so...
This is like the last, half hour or so of the stream last week, wasn't it?
I was a bit distracted.
Just
the ambulance was coming. It was only an eastern brown, you know.
I think
the most poisonous snake in the world.
It is actually the second most venomous snake in the world. Is the eastern browns? Yeah.
Can I guess the most poisonous is the black mamba?
The black mamba is the most poisonous.
I think so. Yeah.
That's us.
Well done, you.
Yeah, South Africa has to level up.
We don't have any snakes, nothing poisonous.
There's nothing deadly in New Zealand. One of the things I loved about when I was the 3 years that I was there, there's nothing deadly. You've got some boars that want to charge you every now and again.
If you shoot them.
But,
and they have to all black.
Yeah, but there's nothing deadly over there anywhere. It's just... after having been born and bred in Australia and lived with every deadly bloody thing on the planet just about, it was just such a beautiful thing to be in New Zealand where you didn't have to worry about anything. But yeah, what happened was Hayley was riding her e-scooter, and we're in suburbia here, right? So she's riding it, and she's on a concrete path, and she had gone under an overpass for the railway line, right? But it's all concrete. It's lovely. And the snakes come out in front of her, so she's braked, and it shocked her, and she's come off the bike, and she's landed with her arm literally right in front of the snake. So it's hit her. She knows snakes. She has an absolute love of snakes and reptiles, so she knew what it did her. She knew it was a juvenile eastern brown. And whilst the juvies, they're considered as deadly simply because I've just got to get my notes here, something about they actually hit the central nervous system. The venom from the juvies hit the central nervous system, where the adult eastern browns hit the coagulant, the blood coagulating. So it's different, but they will kill you. So Anna's aware of it. I'm cheerfully podcasting away, and the ambulance is on the way. So we very abruptly ended the stream, ran downstairs. The ambulance was here in like 5 minutes. Took her up there, and every hour for the next 15 hours, she was in resus and ER. For the next 15 hours, every hour they did blood tests to determine the toxins in the venom in her system. They knew it was an eastern brown, not only because of what she said, because she knows the snakes, but the eastern brown, apparently, I may have this wrong, the eastern brown bites forward and all the other snakes bite back, or it's the other way around, but they recognise the bite as an eastern brown. So panic stations. Hayley's also got a very significant heart condition, so we were in panic. But so she's just sitting up there large as life, you know. She's quite happy and defending the snake. And every hour they did blood tests, determined the stuff. After 15 hours, what they decided is when it's bitter in the fleshy part, that muscly part of the under the thumb, and being a juvenile, it's done what's called a dry bite. It's gone in, but it hasn't been able to get the venom in quick enough.
Brilliant.
And so she's received a dry bite. But at 15 hours, 3 o'clock in the morning, they rang me to tell me she could come home. And so we went and got her, and she was okay. To her, it was just a piece of cake. But then now we've got young Bodie, who is Anne's Anna's young daughter, and because you live in the bush, don't you?
Yeah, we had just a little tick, a big tick on her head in the middle of the
Fully
night.
engorged, fully engorged tick.
Oh, God.
On her head.
Nothing compared to an eastern brown, but we do have paralysis ticks. Paralysis ticks in Australia can cause death to young
Absolutely.
Cats and dogs and things. So it was a little concerning.
Wow.
She was in a lot of pain from it. So we've dealt
So she's
with the
home
tick
from
on
school
the head.
today.
Yeah,
she's
feeling a
downstairs
bit
in the
sluggish,
living room. Yeah,
Tell
so
Never a dull moment.
Yeah, tell me
Okay.
quickly, Anna. When are you talking about fully engorged? Those ones that have got sort of the blue tick.
that's a
Well,
cattle tick.
Yeah, we've got cattle ticks, paralysis
As
ticks.
well, yeah.
Oh, okay. So do you
fully
also-
engorged means it's buried itself
Blood.
into the skin and it's full of blood.
It's full of
And
blood.
do you also then have to be very careful to get the head out? Because I've heard that you actually, and this is always tickles me because you're supposed to light a match and hold the flame close and then it will release. Okay, well, this is a bullshit story we have this side.
Yes. Absolutely.
And I'm thinking, no
You're gonna
bloody
burn the
way are
kid.
you, no way are you bringing a blooming match or a lit match that close to my hair or anything. Yeah.
So tell us how you got it
curious.
out. Tell us the right way.
In Australia, there's a show on ABC called Catalyst, and they investigate, scientific whatnot, and they did an episode on ticks and how to remove them, and the best practice is to either use like a skin tag freezer or something like that,
Absolutely,
a thing that you can put on and just
And
freeze the tick.
withdraw.
Or what I use and what a lot of people who live in the bush use is a cream that's it's a miticide cream for scabies, and you can just put the cream on the tick and it kills the tick. And I did that with Bodhi, and then I only pulled it out this morning when it's completely shriveled up, and so
that thing has to
we just
stay
leave it on. Yeah, well, you can pull it out, but the proboscis has like backward barbs, so the more you pull and mess around, the more infection and itchiness.
And the more it spreads. That's what I've heard as well.
Yeah.
God,
So she's
I wouldn't
fine.
be
Like,
able
she doesn't
to.
have a lump. She doesn't have any itching because we left it.
Oh, the poor thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would die. Imagine
terrible.
having that. Oh, my hand would be going there the whole
It's
time.
not pleasant. No, we get quite a few living in the bush.
Yeah. Can I catch up with that quickly, Demi?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, boy.
What-
Okay. Jerry De Sills is there. Hi, Jerry. Margaret Riggle. Hey, girl. Nice to see you, yeah? Margaret Riggle's an accomplished author as well. Also writes
Welcome,
books.
Margaret.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Margaret Anna is also an author. So the two of
Yes.
you would have a lot in common. And then Risk It for the
Absolutely.
Biscuit, risking everything to be here. Sandy Medway.
Hey, Risket.
Sandy. It's 1:15 in the morning for Sandy. She's in England. Girl, we appreciate
Oh,
you.
wow.
And then I'm just
Well
making sure I've
done.
missed no one. I've got Jerry, I've got Risket, and Margaret, and Sandy. So I've caught up.
Cool.
I just noticed
Excellent.
Jerry said too something about the which one did you say, Jerry, was the poisonous?
Duck-billed platypus. Please don't start laughing again.
The inland taipan, the most poisonous. It actually is one of the most poisonous, but there's no actual way of determining what, even in the world, what is the most poisonous. It's to do with statistics and deaths and all sorts of things. But there's 4 that are snakes that are considered the most deadly in the world. The black mamba is one, the eastern brown, the inland taipan. We have, of the 4, we have 3 of them in Australia that are considered the most deadly in the world. So Good on you,
King Brown,
Australia.
King Brown on there?
I think that, I don't know, a kingy. Is it
Brown.
kingy?
What about rattlesnakes? Are they deadly?
What about the red-bellied black?
No,
Not as
not
deadly.
as-
One of the things that's about an eastern brown is they're actually aggressive. I've lived when we're in the bush. I've lived around red belly blacks. You name it. I've lived around taipans. I'm quite used to snakes, but the eastern brown, and I think the kingy might be a bit the same. The eastern brown is very, very aggressive. It will attack you.
They chase
Normally,
you. They're more reactive. I feel like they're reactive rather than aggressive. I mean,
right?
they're really
Okay,
just,
good word.
I think they are really hypersensitive. Maybe they're autistic. You know, maybe they're just like, you're in my boundary. You're in my boundary. Get it?
I'm not really autistic. I'm an eastern brown in disguise.
Oh God!
I should tell
Honestly.
my doctor about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So Jerry is right in one. The in terms of the eastern taipan, inland taipan. I've lived with them. I kind of shied away from them. We actually, when my husband was alive, we had we worked in a sawmill. In a place called Doringa, which is like inland of in the coast, and in that sawmill, you know, the most obvious place for snakes to go is in amongst piles of, you know, timber and all that sort of thing. We were equipped when we got to the sawmill with a piece of wire that was fashioned with a little handle thing on it like this. That was our weapon against the snakes, because when one came in your backyard, I mean, I had 4 little kids at this stage. When one came in your backyard, you grabbed your weapon and you whipped it and you killed it. You didn't really even wonder what sort of snake it was. That's just what you did.
You find that out afterwards.
But I have to laugh though, because my sister, this was only, oh my God, how many years ago? Probably about 8. It was when I was riding motorbikes. I had done a trip up to the Sunshine Coast. So I'm 100 kilometres away from my home, right? She's at home with the two kids, right? She rings me up on the phone. I had to stop the bike, right? Get off the bike, answer the phone. And she said, "There's an eastern brown in the lounge room." I went, "And what would you like me to do about that?" She's on the lounge with the phone. The kids are up on the lounge with her on the phone, and the eastern brown's got, you know, full reign of the bloody of the lounge room. And I said, "What do you want me to do with it? You know, I'm 100 kilometres away. What am I supposed to do?" Anyway, she said, "Oh, well, I'll handle it." And I said, "Well, that'd be good." So I hung up from her and let her go. So what she did is she rang the local snake. We've got local snake people, you know, that come out. But he couldn't come out, and he said, don't use a broom, but don't do something that can climb up on. Anyway, he's given her all these instructions on what to do. So she's tried to do that. Anyway, she's managed to get it to the front door, and she slammed the screen door that quick, she got its head off. And that was the end of the eastern brown. She just chopped its head off. So she said she's just standing there looking at it, going, "Oh, well, that's done."
Shame.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, no. I'm a big fan of catch and release. Shame. Yeah, as long as someone else is doing the catching and releasing, I'm a big fan.
Demi, I actually had a bat on my bed a couple of nights ago. I went to go to bed and there's this bat. Yeah, it's a little micro bat.
So cute.
On your
man.
bed.
Have you
Very
felt
cute.
them? They feel like they've got a velvety feel. They are. Oh, I love bats.
Yes.
But they often carry rabies, so you can't just go, "Hello, little bat, let's pet you."
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get them hanging behind the pictures on the walls. They hang behind, and
Yeah. No, I was just, you can see them. If I'm standing on my deck, I see them coming in. And then I'm always like, "Please don't fly into my hair. I don't want you in my hair."
How's that chat going, Jeanette?
Oh, chat is doing fine. Hi, Cheryl. Cheryl Gopan is in. Sorry, I'm reading from my iPad so that I can see properly. Cheryl Gopan is in. Thank you very much for joining us, Cheryl. And Carlhauser has just joined us as well. Hi, Carlhauser.
I'd just like to shout out to Risk for a Biscuit too, because Jay, on Jay's channel this morning, they were talking very earnestly about guys and doing some study now, Bible study online, and Brisket for a Biscuit is assisting Jay to do that. If there's any men in the audience, please get in contact with him, with Risk for. I can't even say that. Why do you have such a long name? Brisket for a Biscuit. Terms of if you're, it's a male only Bible study, please get in contact. I'm passing that on for Jay. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, just call out to him for that. Cheryl's in. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Carlhauser.
Hi, everybody. I'm discussing getting a ladies. Oh, Riz, I really want to do that. I really, really want to. Please, I'd love to get in contact with you about doing that. Very, very interested. I've had 2 people already on my podcast this morning who've expressed interest. So we've got 3 women already who want to do that. So yeah, very interested. Yeah, please contact me. I'm more than interested. Okay. Awesome. All right. Hey. Absolutely. And a lot of guys, you know, as Jay was saying, a lot of guys either get embarrassed about it, or they, you know, they think there's something wrong with it or something like that. I don't know, but he's just encouraged people. With Mega, that's who I was talking to. Yeah, I'm sorry. Reese says I'm working out the details with Margot. We will be in touch. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, but just best do it. Any guys out there, just absolutely do it. Okay, I am going to go on to something. I was going to say let's talk censorship, but no, I'm not going to. Kiwi, are you ready? Let's go.
Yeah, I knew you were going to get.
There you go.
Right.
We're waiting for this.
Everyone knows I've been working on a new drawing. And what are you up to? Anyway, 197 hours later,
bloody hell,
put him in the frame. So here we go, guys. He's finished.
Oh, that is awesome.
Well done.
Oh, that is so good.
Gosh,
the amount
that is
of talent that you have to do that by hand and with pencils.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's stunning.
You captured
purple.
Perfectly.
Yeah, the purple tinted glasses and amazing.
That is unbelievable. Gosh, that's
amazing.
Good.
Absolutely amazing.
I mean, just beautiful work. Such a huge loss, Aussie. Really.
So anything that's not is the glasses.
Right.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, no, she's done the glasses that are. Yeah, they're tinted, so that's the only color on the picture, and it's just amazing.
Beautiful work, mate. Absolutely beautiful. So we're going to do a tribute section. We're going to do it each week.
Yes.
Kiwi.
Why not? Yes, I'm keen.
Absolutely.
Of course, we all know him. We don't know him as John, and that's his real name, of course.
Is it?
John Osborne.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
that
know that.
was his birth name.
I've
So
actually
he
read
was
yeah.
John Michael. John
John
Michael
Michael.
Osborne.
That's his full name.
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh,
yes,
wow.
yeah,
I think the Aussie comes from the Osborne because it's just a natural
yes,
thing that the Brits do. Where if you they will spin your surname. I think that's where the
yeah,
Aussie comes from. I've actually read
sure.
Sharon Osbourne's biography, and if you
Did
ever
you?
want to read an excellent, excellent biography, read hers. I
Maybe,
Sure.
imagine hers is going to be like Gary from Nerdrotics.
Yeah.
I'm imagining his biography is going to be the same because
Well,
I
has
think
he got a biography?
yeah
I didn't
they
know
Gary has.
that.
yeah they're
Yes,
doing it
yes.
through Rippaverse. I've actually ordered that and their T-shirt. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to receiving that because I like biographies
Well,
where people don't try and sugarcoat their life. You know, if they fucked up
Yeah.
I've
along the way, they
always
don't try and
provided
push it. Yeah. If you want to read a boring biography, read Jane Fonda's. Oh, Jesus.
Is that right?
The women,
I never read a biography in my life.
oh no,
Uh-uh.
I've got a whole library full sitting over there. Hers was boring as because she
Really?
psychoanalyzed everything that she did. She'd say, okay, I did this and this and this, which is a chapter, and then another half a chapter psychoanalyzing why she did what she did.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
Yeah.
finish it. It was just, oh, God, it was boring. So, anyway, Ozzy
Interesting
Osbourne's
stuff.
wife's book is brilliant.
I,
right.
I will make that the very first one. The only things I have read, I've read all the stuff on Elvis because I was a huge, I'm old. I was a huge Elvis fan, and I've read all of the stuff, the Memphis Mafia's, books and all that. But I've never, obviously, he never wrote a biography, so didn't get the chance. So I didn't read that. But I will definitely go and read that. I'd be really interested. She's a funny
Well,
person, Sharon. Go on, go ahead.
Mm,
Oh, thank
to
you,
me,
Margaret. Thank you.
what made him so special was the fact that he was called the Prince of Darkness,
Yeah.
and it suited him. It absolutely suited him, and
and they totally,
he was praised like a king.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean,
It,
the main
every
things I remember
yeah,
was the bat incident. I mean, the first thing that you think of when you think of Ozzy is the bat. He ate the
I was,
bloody
Yeah.
bat or something, or bit the
but
head off the bat or something.
but
Yeah.
He
do
didn't
you
realize it
know
was a real bat.
he
He
didn't
thought it was a
realize it was
prop.
real? He thought
Oh,
it
Yes,
was
he just
really?
thought,
plastic,
Ah,
yes,
and he
that's it.
grabbed
He
it
just thought,
and did that,
yeah.
thinking it was plastic.
is
He
that
had to have,
true?
yes, it's in the
Yeah,
biography, and he had to have a
He
it's in the
series of
biography.
very
Yeah,
painful baby shots because of that.
he
But he
was
yes,
did,
crucified by a lot of people over that, wasn't he?
yeah.
I thought
But
it
yeah,
was real.
but
yeah.
to be
Wow.
fair, he did rip the head off a live dove. Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
think
didn't
in
know
Yes,
about
a
that
he
one.
did.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think in a record studio boss's office that he did do, which is
Oh, is that where it was? Yeah,
a bit
I didn't
Oh,
harsh.
know
okay.
that.
Yeah. But again,
Yeah.
Sharon covers it. She says it happened. He also took a dump on someone's desk.
Jesus.
Told you the book doesn't pull any punches. It puts it all out there. She doesn't try and sugarcoat anything. It just lays it out. We did
What
this.
is it?
Yes, it was, yeah,
What
we
is it
did
with
it. It
these
was
people that want to take dumps on things? What is Johnny Depp's wife took a dump on
Amber Turd.
their bed or something, and
On her bed, blame
there's
the
something about
dog.
people taking
Yeah.
Yeah,
blame the dog. Yeah, people
Oh
taking
yeah.
dumps on
no.
things. I
He had a
No.
little
can't get my head
dog.
around that. Yeah,
Yeah,
unbelievable. What else
right.
can you tell us about Ozzy, kid?
And so that's
'Cause-
he was 76, of course, when he died. Born and
Right.
died in
Hmm.
England. Something to me, he perceived that he was going to die very, very quickly, and very close to that last concert. Yeah.
He had what
Parkinson's.
Parkinson's, that's right. Yeah, he had Parkinson's.
Yeah. And I think he knew that his time was limited on this earth.
And that's why he did that last concert?
That's why he did the last concert when he did. Did you know they had to strap him down into that chair because he kept trying to get out of it to get up?
Did he really?
And they said if he got up, he would have fallen down. And they couldn't. And of course,
especially with his back.
2 weeks later, on the 22nd July, it was lights out. He was gone.
Yeah.
2 weeks.
It's incredible, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. At least he went with dignity, not like poor old Elvis who was on the toilet with his trousers
on the loo.
down.
And wasn't he eating a peanut butter salmi? Shame.
He was.
Yeah. Ozzy died on the... Jesus, who eats on the toilet? That's just disgusting.
Yeah.
I know,
peanut butter
right?
toasted sandwiches, because he loved, what was it, peanut butter and something toasted sandwiches or something. I think it was.
Man.
What was it?
Wasn't it something ridiculous like peanut butter and mayo or something?
Something like that, yeah.
Peanut butter and
he
peanut
toasted
butter and bacon. Wasn't it peanut butter and bacon?
Bacon. It could have been. I remember it was peanut butter and something.
Yeah. I know someone
Welcome
that
to Rebellion Podcast is in the chat. Look at this great panel.
Oh, wow. Is that Jay? Wow. Hi, Jay.
Hi, Jay.
Yeah.
Awesome. That is
Jay.
Oh, that's lovely to have you, yeah? Jerry also
peanut butter, banana and honey. There you go. Riz said. Is that 3PO called security? Call security, somebody, quick. Jay's in the chat.
Hey, Jay.
Right.
Hi, Jay.
We better get on to something a little bit on the serious side. This is why we are having this
he missed the reveal. Jay.
Oh, do it again. Show him again. Jay, you got to see this. Yeah. Should I play the intro again? Oh no, there it is.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Here we go. 1, 2. There we go. And there it is. Look at that. That
Beautiful.
is absolutely phenomenal.
Absolutely stunning. Kiwi's done a few more. You should actually show us one every week.
Yeah, I'd love.
Yeah.
I think I'd love to do that. Yeah.
I've done a young girl getting out of the shower with the water all down her face. Mother Teresa. I've done Keanu Reeves.
Oh, love to see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Big Keanu fans.
Huge.
Jason Statham.
Yeah.
And Aquaman.
Look, are they lining your wall, are they?
Yes.
Whole row there.
What a living room. What a living room. Awesome. Yeah, memorabilia.
Artwork. Yeah, eventually I'll run out of wall.
That's okay. You can ship them to me. I've got lots of space. There's a few empty spots here. You can send them my way.
Well, I'm just looking up there. No, I don't have any, but I have a lot of stuff I can take down. My walls. I need somebody to, Anna, I need someone to come in. It's all uneven and it's lopsided and stuff. You know me, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I hate it. It needs to be redone.
Demi?
Hey?
Well, that's me, Dave. Yes?
Yes, that's
this week. That's
fantastic. Looking forward to a tribute each week. I think that's going to be absolutely... All of Kiwi's art is awesome. Got to agree with you.
Thank you.
She's
Thank you so much.
Very, very talented being. All right, let's discuss censorship. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Can I just finish off?
Yeah.
Just one more thing I want to say.
Oh, please, go. Yeah.
I was asked at 5 years old when I started school, what do you want to do when you grow up, as all kids are?
5 years old.
Yeah.
And I I said I want to be a artist or a commercial artist.
Wow,
And the
you knew
Oh, yeah,
that.
yeah.
and said Earth is a commercial artist.
Right. Unbelievable.
So right
and
I
there
just
you
knew
are. Yeah.
instinctively.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
never stopped.
It's
Never
incredible that. At 5 years old, I just wanted to be
Yeah.
6. I didn't have any great aspirations about anything other than getting to 6. So, all right, ladies.
Thank
Censorship.
you.
I'm back to reading again, and I hate doing it. Okay, it's one of the most debated issues of time, from banned books and silenced artists to social media takedowns. I want to make a point. It's fairly obvious why it's censorship, but this is not about one person. This is not about Charlie. Okay, it's been covered so many times in the media, and there's no. It's not that anyone's sick of it, but I didn't want to make him the focus of what this is about. This is about, because it affects all of us, how censorship shapes the world we live in and how our voices can be amplified. So the chat is open. Bring your perspectives, your questions. Inside Circle isn't about having answers. It's about exploring different perspectives. It's about listening with respect, and it's about finding a middle way. It's very easy to say this way's right or that way's right. No one's got the right answers. No one knows everything about it. What we've got to do is say, how is the best way to handle a situation like this? How do we balance free expression with protecting people with harm? I don't think there's an easy answer to that. What do you think? How do we do this? How do we go about doing it?
Oh, it's a bit
That's
of a
hard, isn't
sticky.
it?
Yeah, it's
That
a bit of
is
a
a massive
sticky wicket.
question.
Yeah.
I think
Let's
with
start.
censorship. Sorry. Yeah, I believe there's a time and a place for everything, and it's censorship. When something is being censored or trying to be censored, it's a signal that it might be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and perhaps it needs a different home, or if it belongs in the past, it needs to be acknowledged as that, not disappeared, but something that is paused there to be reflected on, and how we've grown as a culture, and we no longer have those values.
Sure.
So
Yes.
with me,
Yeah.
sort of like that.
Are you referring to when they want to rewrite books, and like the James Bond novels, they sort of, when they reprint them, they've sort of edited out all the bits that could be seen as being
Yeah.
chauvinistic. But that is James
Yeah.
Bond. It was of the time. It's like
Yeah.
going to rewrite all of
But that's like rewriting
Jane
the Bible.
Austen's. It's
Yeah.
like rewriting all Jane Austen's books. You know what I'm saying? It's of the time, and it's
Yeah.
exactly, you've absolutely nailed it, Anna, when you said it's there for us to look back on and say, well, that's how it was then, and this is
Yeah.
where we are now.
Yeah, book
Ooh.
censorship for me is important because I have a 7-year-old, and I love to read her older books because they have a broader language than we write now. But there are a lot of there's sexism, there's racism, there's a lot of bigotry, and particularly in Roald Dahl and Enid Blyton books, there's the hitting of children and all sorts of things that we as a culture are shifting away from. So it's difficult to explain that to a child, that that's not the way we behave as a society now. But I think within Bond books, when you're a grown-up, you understand it, and that's a completely different story. I think for children's books, it's important to have the modernized versions made available, because it's a lot easier to read those beautiful books without having to stress about how to explain all of these things to a child who's not yet capable of understanding.
Yeah.
But not erasing the old ones, having them there for whoever wants to read the original, but also having the modernized version, I think is
Or maybe
idea.
when you're more mature and you're older in your worldview, that you could go back and read it and say, okay, well, that's
Exactly,
how,
yeah.
that's where we've come from. This is where we are now. But definitely don't erase, everything. It's
No,
like,
there's
Yeah. I agree.
There's no
I think we're
point
children.
erasing. We can't learn then, from the
Yeah.
past. It's histories to be learnt from, and
Yeah. I mean, a classic example of that is that movie Driving Miss Daisy with Morgan Freeman and
Oh yeah, I watched
oh,
that. Yeah,
what
yeah,
was
heartbreaking. Absolutely.
what was the woman's name? I can't remember the actress's
no.
name, but she was brilliant. And the whole premise of that movie was that is how it was then. It was almost there to show us where we've come from. But now, can you
Jessica
imagine
Tandy.
them?
Jessica Tandy.
Yes. Oh,
Just
she
from
was so
Coalhouse.
good.
Yes, that's a
Yeah.
Coalhouse, yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Cole Hauser. She was
Yeah.
so damn good in that whole movie. And it's a very slow moving movie. There's no big drama that happens, but it's just one of those movies where it's just brilliant because of sometimes you don't need drama. Sometimes life just there isn't. And
Yeah.
it's just nice to watch something which was about human relationships and shit. Okay, not that. That wasn't what I was saying.
Human relationships and shit. Oh.
Yeah.
Not
Sorry,
a common combination.
Yeah, give me a second. My battery's about to frack. Frack is Afrikaans for die.
Oh, I thought you were swearing. I really did.
No.
I'm just okay. I'm just going to bring up something that that Margaret has said. Jimmy Kimmel has been fired today because of his lies that he told on air. He's been fired. Yep.
What lies did he tell? What did I miss?
What did he say?
He was making. I watched it. It was a joke. Everything was a joke to him. It was quite. Watch what he says. It really is bad.
You mean it's one joke too far?
Yeah, absolutely. Rizzle says, as a senator, John Kennedy said, "I love free speech because it lets you know who the idiots are."
I saw that. Brilliant.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's because I'm a middleweight person. I that's my perspective. I look. Everything is about perspective because you can say, well, let's talk hate speech, for instance. What's hate speech? What's hate speech? I'm 74. The lips don't want to work properly. Hate speech to some people it means something. Yeah. To someone else it means something. So it's very difficult to come up with something that is relevant or to everybody as in terms of censorship. What Anna was saying with children, absolutely. I think the crap that is being distributed in many schools these days, that teachers and the head masters should all be bloody fired. That stuff should not belong in schools.
No, absolutely
I get
not.
horrified at that.
Did you know that Socrates was put to death for going out and teaching youth how to stand up for themselves and how to defend themselves against censorship?
Right.
And he was
told.
Yes,
really?
He died
I didn't know that. No.
The year 399, and they made him eat. What was it?
Nightshade?
It's that plant there. Yes, deadly nightshade. Yeah, and he had to eat it.
Game of Thrones.
That was
Socrates.
punishment.
I'm writing all this down because I have to go and find out about it later.
Hemlock.
Yeah. Oh, so it wasn't okay. Yeah.
It wasn't nightshade, it was hemlock.
And
that was his punishment. He had to eat it until he died. Oh. And that was because he taught the youth. Yeah.
Anna, you're aware of that?
Yeah, I'd heard that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so censorship's always been with us, eh? Just goes to show people just need to look at history, but nobody looks at history,
I think that as time goes on, what was considered to be really bad or in very poor taste, I don't know, 100 years ago or something or other. As time goes on, you become desensitized to things. And you know, and the perfect example of that is I would never ever use the F word. Never, ever.
No.
I found it so hard to do it. I'd be so bloody angry about something, and I'd go, but something in me didn't. Then one day,
Yeah.
I used it. Oh hell, it was all downhill from there. Every second word now that comes out of my mouth is, you know, I'm a true Aussie, that's for sure.
I know.
Yet you
Yeah.
become so desensitized to things, so that your censorship, your perspective on what should be censored changes over the years. And I think we've got to a point now, especially where children are concerned, is that we just, anything's okay. We're an anything culture now, and that is very disturbing for me. I think we've got to somehow realign some way, go back and say, what, especially children, what's right for kids. Let's at least work on that basis first. Bugger the rest of the world. Let's just work on kids first.
Well, it's values. It's just society's lost values, and it's a realignment of that, and just general basic manners. You know, we've kind of forgotten.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah, manners have just definitely gone out the door. Definitely.
I think the internet, you know, puts is a playground for false bravado. People can express whatever they feel without being identified, and so it's a breeding ground for, you know, no manners, no values, just it's a playground for bullies, it's, you know, trolls, everything that is undesirable.
Keyboard warriors.
Yeah,
and
as well as the positive too, you know, it's just a whole
Hi Alfie's in the chat. I think too, look, when you know
Hi
YouTube,
Alfie.
I can't really say too much about it. I have 4 channels on YouTube, but when I first introduced my kids to internet and that YouTube brought out a YouTube for kids, and I was all for it. I thought it was fantastic, and I put so many restrictions on my kids' tablets and iPads and all that sort of business, you know. I watched what's on YouTube for kids the other day. You'd be horrified at what is considered now acceptable. This age group is 4 and 5 and up to 12. That also something, I think that's what it is. You'd be shocked senseless if you knew what was actually on YouTube for kids now. My kids are in their 20s now, so my youngest ones are in their 20s now, so it's not relevant. But I have grandchildren, I have great-grandchildren, and I just wonder whether they're watching YouTube for kids, because it's quite scary what's on there.
And they spend a lot of time watching. I know with my grandchildren as well, they're also on YouTube a lot, and they're getting dating advice and life advice and all sorts of things. Sometimes I'll walk in and one of them has left the TV on, and then I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, really? Are the kids listening to this? I think the children today have access to, I don't want to say more mature stuff. It's almost as if they are maturing sooner. You know what I'm trying to say?
More to it.
They do have access. They do have access, though, to things that they're not emotionally developed enough to
look at TikTok. There's a lot of young kids on TikTok, and the content of what's on that program is mind-boggling.
But now I have to wonder, because your brain, look, I don't
have one.
Yeah. Mine's in here somewhere. Your brain.
I have an Apple Mac.
Now they say that we don't use nearly 1/10 of our brain power. And then my husband told me the other day he saw something on YouTube where someone said it's bullshit. We are using our grey matter. But my point is this. When you have certain injuries, I know I'm going off on a tangent, but sometimes when you've got certain nerve injuries, your brain rewires to accommodate So what I'm thinking is that linking in with what Anna's saying, where the kids aren't ready for the content they're exposed to, are the younger generation's brains not just adapting and rewiring differently?
I think it comes down to emotional maturity. I mean,
Yeah,
when you look at a young man, the frontal cortex is not even developed until they're 25. That's not going to change
yeah,
over
25.
being
Yeah.
exposed to it.
Yeah.
It's 25 for a
yeah,
young man, and that is their ability to determine right from wrong and judgment and all this sort of thing. So I think that I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think that's what's wrong with a lot of our younger generation, is that they've been introduced to things that they're simply emotionally not mature enough
yeah.
to deal with. Anjanette, I'm just wondering, we're getting some really good comments coming through from
I was looking at
the
that, yes.
chat. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
we might try answering some of those. I think.
Yeah, Brisket
Yeah.
for the Biscuit says when people stop talking, really bad stuff starts. When marriage stops talking, divorce happens. When civilization stops talking, civil war ensues. Charlie Kirk apparently said
Absolutely.
that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Margaret Regal says also keep children away from social media. Parents need to take responsibility. And that's the
It's
other
so
thing as well.
hard to do that.
That's what I'm saying as well. It ties
Yeah.
right back into what I was saying a couple of episodes back, where if my generation especially, I mean, I come from the generation where when I was growing up, there wasn't cell phones. We got our first computer when my youngest child was, I think, 2 years old. So I was 27. Marius was 29. And we thought it was amazing because Melissa, my youngest child, was one of those wired children. Melissa, if you're watching, Mommy loves you very much. See, but you were a handful. She was a
Girls
handful.
are.
Yeah, she was a handful. I mean, if we were driving home from visiting my in-laws and the kids fell asleep, I mean, that was the whole point of going out visiting your in-laws, is so that the kids fell asleep on the way home. And you picked up your little precious parcels and you went and put them on their beds and you could go and
Yes.
get sleep. Now,
Yeah.
they would all fall asleep. We would put them on their beds. Melissa would fall asleep 2 minutes before we got to the house. And the
Oh, no.
minute you moved her, she was wide awake. We
Yeah,
actually, what we used to do.
Round the
was-
block you'd go again.
Ah, fuck that shit. What we
I
did
did.
was we literally used to pull the car right up to the bedroom window. Have the door,
Oh no!
door
Oh no!
open, have the window. Look, it was safe. Have the windows open, and we would go to sleep, and then Melissa would sleep in the car, so we wouldn't have to move her, because otherwise you don't get your bloody afternoon sleep. And when
You should
you
have constructed like a pulled up to the. I can see a visual of it. Pulled up to the door and had like a slide thing. Put her
A
on the end of
slide,
it.
yeah.
Tilted it up and it slid her straight into the window into the bed.
yeah, well, she was
that
in
would
the
have
car
worked.
seat. Yeah, she was in the car seat.
Oh
so she
yeah,
just
yeah.
fell
Oh, that's
asleep
right.
there.
Yeah, car seat.
No, she was strapped in, so she couldn't go anywhere.
couldn't
Christ,
go.
I wouldn't have slept if the child could wander off. No, she was strapped in. But I mean, that is how wired Melissa was. Her brain was just
Yeah.
always wired. And
Right. Somewhat like a
when-
mother.
yeah, and when Marius got his first computer, because I mean, maybe. Anyway, one of the first things she learned to do was work a mouse. Because remember
Right.
on the old computers, before Pentiums even, I mean, they used to have these basic little things where they'd move the mouse and the click and the whatever would
Yes.
jump.
Tell me about
Yeah.
it.
So to cut a long story short, it was fantastic for us as working parents, where you came home from work, you still had to see to the kids, get them to bed, feed them, whatever, just to keep Melissa occupied, so that she was on the computer and she was very happy. So our generation probably is partially responsible, because for us it was a babysitter that was right
was.
there. It was something that kept your child entertained, so that you could get on with things to run your
Yeah.
house. And I mean, we
As to,
didn't look, yeah, we
yeah,
didn't think that, yeah, we didn't, I mean, you don't see the problem until you're looking back.
yeah.
And then it's a little bit too late. But I
But
think a lot of it
TV
comes,
was like that in the 60s.
yes, yeah, it
TV
kept
became the
busy
babysitter. I mean, it still is today, but
across,
certainly iPads and what have you have certainly replaced that. Not replaced it, but it's certainly been added to that. But I mean, I'm 74 years old. Like, our first introduction to TV, I think I was maybe 9 or 10 years old or something or other, and I've told you the story about me in the back of the TV and the people coming out, that I waited for many hours waiting for them to walk out the back. But
yeah,
I mean, we were glued to that thing, absolutely glued to it, and anything that was on there was dead right, dead accurate. You just believed it,
yeah,
and it was the babysitter. It became the informed babysitter, which
yes.
was even worse. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing
Informed
is,
about things you
yeah,
didn't need to be informed about. Yeah.
yeah. So
So
the
to
thing
speak.
is,
Yeah.
our children didn't spend as much time running around outside doing all the stuff we did as kids, Yeah, how
Yeah.
we didn't die more often, I don't know. Because we almost never died.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying all the stuff we got up to as kids, and we
Oh yeah.
survived. And now our kids, I mean, yeah, they just grew up more technology wired. They do their playing on
Yeah.
the TV and
Yeah.
on iPads and on tablets. So, it's different. So I was just saying that I'm wondering if our brains or their brains aren't adapting to that. Because Anna will know as well that, when they're still babies and young, the brain is basically something you work with. So it's like something you're programming, put it
Yeah.
in layman's terms.
Yeah.
So everything that you teach them, that's why it's so important that they do things like build puzzles and work with their hands and do things where they're using their hands,
Yeah.
because that wires their brain to be tuned into math and other skills, if I'm not
Yeah, and
mistaken.
yeah, there's two things. Like the brain is shaped. We are shaped 60% thereabouts by our environment. So when kids are on screens and interacting with, global communities that may or may not be positive, then that is concerning because they're being shaped by their environment, which may be peers or maybe who knows who they're talking to. But yeah, when they're children and they're developing, when they're on screens a lot, they're developing their sight and their hearing and no other senses. So
Right.
that there is a problem there because they're not developing connection to their body. They're developing a connection to their head, which is where anxiety and depression later stem in life, because a disconnection
Right.
to body and somatic experience is where that all comes from. So is being talked about. I don't know that that's scientifically proven yet, but that's what people are discussing.
They're
but,
also not connecting with one another, with
That's
other
right.
children.
Yeah.
And children to adults. They don't know how because it hasn't got a screen there to tell them what to do.
Yeah.
And
And
trying
their
to get
brains.
the children. Yeah.
And the screen content is designed for dopamine to keep you on there. So their brains are also being rewired to crave dopamine. And the outside world in nature, it's different. It's not like that. They're not receiving constant streams of information, flicking in and flicking out with colors and flashing. Nature is completely different. So their experience of reality is really different to the way we grew up with being off a screen. Yeah, it's an interesting social experiment in a way.
Yeah.
We used to go inside the house after school. We used to go in and we had to get out of our uniform. That was part of the day. Your day came to an end at school, so you had to get out of your uniform. What's for tea, Mum? Food. Go.
Yes.
And you
Come
bloody
back when
well
it's
ate
dark.
what was in front of
And you had to eat the whole lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No arguments. No
Wasn't
arguments.
Or you didn't get
democracy.
dessert.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. I remember that too well. Pulled that on my own kids.
Yeah.
But we used to then go outside. And my kids did. I mean, okay, I say kids. My eldest son would be, 56 years old. Would be 56 right now. So we're going back quite a few years. But even then, and I'm good. 56 and the youngest is 20. I'm really good. I'm productive. No, but we used to get home from school, and in Australia, everyone wore school uniforms, so you would get out of that, and then you'd disappear until sunset. And you just, we never stayed at home. We were outside all the time. But I mean, my street here, there's probably about 26 houses in it, right? Of those 26, my son has a basketball hoop out the front, and I think there's probably about 3 or 4 more. They look good. Strange they never get used though. I mean, you can go in this street every single day. There's not a kid to be found in this street after school or any time. They are not outside. No.
And in our days, the streets were full. I mean, all the neighborhood kids got together. That's why the other day when I did a little meme, and I went onto ChatGPT and I said, what were the games that we played in the 70s, the 60s, I couldn't even say 80s, the 70s, 60s and 70s that were outdoors. And then it came with Red Rover, Ring a Rosies, Hopscotch, Foursquare, all of that. And I was like, our kids don't even know what that is. And you can't get them interested. You could dangle a brand new iPhone, and I don't think they would still want to do it. It's just, and I mean, we had so much fun.
Anjanette, Risket's leaving. Yeah.
Oh, Risket. Oh, man.
Gotta run.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next one. See.
I'll be in contact with you, Riz, as well. I'm really interested in that. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. In terms of kids, I think we've all got pretty, well-founded ideas of the fears and what we should do and all that. But in terms of online, right? There's so much hate stuff. There's so much stuff. Who goes on X or who goes on Instagram or something? Be honest about it. I'm going to tell you, I do it, and see something written that they don't agree with, and you've got to be a keyboard warrior and say something back. I do it. I do it all the time, and sometimes I'll go back and I'll delete it because I'm reacting on an emotional thing, and I think I didn't want to say that. I sound like a bloody Karen, or I sound absolutely awful. I can't say I do it all the time, but I do it often enough that it bothers me.
Yes, human nature.
Come on, how are we going to admit it? Who doesn't?
It's because you don't. If you were in front of someone and you were looking at them, your reaction wouldn't be that. But it's that third
you might be pissed off. You might be pissed off, but you're not going to say anything about it.
You're not going to suffer the consequences of your actions as much because it's there.
Absolutely,
and you can walk away from it. I mean, if I could go on social media, say the most terrible things, and then just close my X account, and I never have to deal with it again. And I think it's that distance that it's, and also even if you said something terrible, I don't know. It's weird.
The part of that, though, is that there is a real bit of a lesson there for you in terms of self-control. And is it censorship that's needed, or is it just bloody self-control? When you see something on YouTube or something, no one's forcing you to watch it.
Exactly. You can scroll right past.
Absolutely, but we don't. And that's really an exercise in self-control. So it begs the question, do we need censorship, or do we just need to have more bloody self-control?
Well,
We need more.
Yeah, and
We
what's the
need more manners.
intention? I think people need to consider their intention before responding. You know, where, you know, are you just being triggered and you want to get your trauma out, or are you trying to look intelligent? Are you trying to take someone down because you don't like them? You know, why do you feel like you have to? Why can't you hold it and sit with it within your day? Spend some time with it. I mean, for me, that's what I've started doing, rather than I don't usually post or comment on people's things, but I probably have in the past. But these days I tend to sit with it, and I've been just blogging about that topic and blogging around it, and you know, and that's taking it to a different space too, taking it away from that person's space and taking it to my own space and sharing my views within that world where people can take or receive from there.
And
there's a young boy here in...
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
There's a young boy here in New Zealand. He's 11 to 12 years old. He's just won a world thing for writing essays. But what makes it more incredible is he's blind.
Yeah.
And he was sponsored by the Lions Association. He won the New Zealand one, and then he was sent to the Worlds. This was on our TV last night. And he's blind. He can only see some outlines. And they interviewed him afterwards and said, what made you write a story like that? And he said, well, there's too much censorship in the world today. There's too much bullying. There's too much hate. But he said, as a blind person, he said, if everybody could react like me when they meet a new person and are not quick to assume, take stock before you jump.
Right.
And I thought, wow. That's just really significant coming from a 12-year-old boy.
Welcome to Jason the Boss in the chat. Just want to acknowledge and shout out, because Jason is a mentor, a gaming mentor of mine. Thank you very much for coming in, Jason. Appreciate it.
Hi, Jason.
That's so true. Yeah.
Carl Hauser was saying that self-control and proper parenting as well.
Yeah.
But I sometimes think that parents have sort of almost lost control.
I think, I think adults have too. I mean,
adults,
the crap that's been going on lately is, I've watched so many videos, and, I don't want to make this about a certain person, but I have just watched so many videos, reactionary things, people who have lost their jobs and people, they just don't see it. What is wrong that they just don't see what, or is it just that that's my perception of things and that's the only thing I can see? Maybe the fault is not so much all with them. Maybe it lies half with me, that what appears to be common friggin' sense to me, what appears to be fair, what appears to be normal,
irrefutable,
it doesn't appear to be to other people. And this is where, things like hate speech and things like that come about. And then when they have the opportunity or the resource to be able to broadcast that to the world, do you sit back and do you say, I'm not even going to defend that? Or do you defend what you sincerely believe to be correct? Because the reality is, that's what they're doing. That's all they're doing. They are defending a perception, a perspective. And when you respond to that, you're just putting your side to it.
Yeah, and you just...
Yeah.
It's almost like none as deaf as those who refuse to hear, and none as blind as those who refuse to see. So
absolutely.
You could literally paint a picture, put irrefutable evidence in front of them, And
Yes.
it's almost like a mental block goes up. You can just see the lights are on, but nobody's home. They're watching your lips move, but nothing is going in because
Yeah.
they don't
There's a
want to
quote.
risk. Yeah, they don't want to
There's a
risk.
quote. Yeah,
Yeah,
about
What is
that.
it?
It's like something about there's nothing more foolish than, or yes, it doesn't start like that. It's about it's like administering medicine to the dead, essentially, trying to convince
yeah.
somebody of something. If they've
Flog a
lost,
dead horse.
if a person's lost all sense of reason, it's like trying to administer medicine to the dead.
Yeah,
You know,
and
it's just a dead end. You're not
it's
getting
a
anywhere.
hopeless case. Then you almost
Yes.
have to wonder, is it even worth it? Because
Yeah.
the light, they are just not interested in hearing
No.
the truth because it's going to ruin their narrative. Yeah.
Well,
And that's
Thich
actually a
Nhat
nice
Hanh-
segue. Yeah,
Thich
that's a
Nhat
nice
Hanh
segue into
said-
my bit.
Sorry.
Mm.
Oh, can I just add one last
Yeah.
bit? Like, you know, all the hate speech and everything, it's like Thich Nhat Hanh said, it's when somebody is expressing that kind of anger or rage or frustration or hate, it's their suffering spilling out. And I think that is what is happening globally. The world is in such a state that we're seeing this spreading out of everyone's suffering, and it's just swirling around in this concoction, and we really,
and people tend to jump in on it and join without knowing the details.
And it's just, I think we're just at a point where we really need to reassess values and really work on compassion and kindness as our compass, rather than, you know, trying to cut people down and shut people up. It's more about sitting with people where they're at and their capacity and their trauma.
Absolutely. Anna, you know, when we first started talking about doing Inside Circle, right, the whole basis of it for me, and this is what I'm trying to do, I fail sometimes, but I'm trying to make it the thing that I do is the middle way, right? It's in saying whatever your belief, you have the right to have it. As long as it doesn't hurt somebody, right? You have the right to have it. I have the right to be heard, but you do too. If I want respect for my belief, I have to give you yours too. That's the middle way. That's in saying, you know, we respect each other, and I think that's what we've got to get back to is just understanding what perception is. You know, whether we're talking. Whether we're talking whatever topic we happen to be talking about, saying, I understand that for you, that's your personal truth.
Yeah, it's curiosity.
But it's not absolute.
That's right. We're getting triggered by other people and not reflecting on why we're triggered and what that means to us. And you know, when we're triggered, it's coming against our values, and that's great. That makes us realize what our values are. And we can bring curiosity to that other person. What shaped them? How could they have a view like that? Rather than coming at them with anger. It's about mutual understanding.
I just get the feeling that the minute they have to entertain the idea that maybe their viewpoint isn't right, it's almost like that would mean they have to admit defeat. And because they've been so public, because of social media, in what they're saying, to backpedal for them is almost a sign of weakness. And so that is why they are not so quick to entertain even someone else's viewpoint, because they've been so vocal about theirs. You know, if it was just between you and me and no one else, or just a small circle of people were involved in what I said and what my opinion was, and now I change my mind because I've gotten wiser. It's not, for them, it's not that easy because everything is on social media. I mean, you've got maybe 400 or 500 followers or 6,000 followers or whatever. So you've created this narrative with your followers, and now all of a sudden you've become wiser, and now you've got to go to a different direction. and that's almost seen as a betrayal by the ones that are still
Yeah.
brainwashed. So I think it's
Yet,
just whole,
if they could just simply understand that it's not about backpedaling, it's
No,
about growth. It's about moving forward.
no,
It's that's
blind.
what it's about. But
Yeah,
getting someone to understand that that sort of growth is incredible stuff. For me to be
yeah,
able to go back, and I've seen some celebrities do it. They've gone back, they've changed their mind about something that they posted 5 years ago, and they're bloody crucified for it.
Yeah.
because
But
everyone
they've
will
learnt.
We learn.
exactly.
Yeah, Einstein
Now,
said the sign of intelligence is changing your mind.
Absolutely.
Given your new
yes,
stuff,
of
given your
course,
new
Bye, Margaret Regal.
circumstances.
you are allowed to change your mind,
Yeah.
and I've
Hi,
often
Margaret
heard.
Regal.
Bye, Margaret. Thank you for stopping by.
Bye. Thank
Thanks,
you.
Margaret.
Yeah, the thing I hear most often is, God, I must keep my voice. I don't go so high pitched, but
We
is
get
people will
excited.
say, yeah, is people will say, oh, but look, you said that in 19 Footsack. Oh, 19
Yes,
Footsack is a long time ago. Why is he saying it
absolutely.
now? He's a liar because he said
Yeah,
that. It's just that you've evolved, you've gotten wiser, your worldview isn't that anymore. But
yeah.
because the
People
internet
can
is
change their
forever,
mind.
exactly,
They're
but the
entitled to
internet is
change their
forever.
mind.
Yeah, so now it's like, oh, you lied because you said so that's such and such a time. I mean, I
Absolutely.
like if I look at what I wore and considered hot fashion, even 5
Exactly.
years
Oh,
ago, when I look
yeah,
back at photos 5 years ago, when I was still wearing these huge dresses, because it hides the fact, and I look
yeah.
back now and I'm thinking, Jesus,
Oh my
what was
God.
this? I just want to burn those photos. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. That is life. You change the whole time, your
I
perspective changes everything. But that
I
is seen
want
as
I
weakness, and that is seen as going, I can't think of the word now, because you said this and now it's 5 years later, it's something else, but now you're a liar because you
Yeah,
Contradicting
you
yourself.
change. Yeah,
contradicting. Yeah.
it's
yeah,
there's the word.
contradiction.
Yeah. So there's that
Yeah.
as well.
When
Anyway.
you went to
I would like to
go ahead,
know
Kiwi. Yeah.
what I would like to know what Sweden is doing differently than the whole rest of the world, because they
Why?
banned all censorship in 2010.
They what? Sorry,
Did you guys? They banned censorship.
did
But you
they?
know that Sweden was also the only country that didn't bow to the COVID thing. They
Yeah, they
also, yeah.
completely abolished censorship in 2010.
That's
I
why I
did not know
But
sometimes
that.
think as well, there's too
that,
much interference,
Yeah,
and where maybe there
that's
shouldn't
the
be.
other side.
Maybe, yeah, because where do you
Draw
stop?
the
Where do you
line.
draw the
Yeah.
line? Yeah.
And
Who's
even
the
Anyway,
with
judge?
yeah,
Who's the judge on what needs to be censored? I
yeah.
mean, that's
yeah,
that's the whole thing, isn't
well,
it? Who's going to be the
there's
judge?
only two. There's
Yeah.
government and there's private.
Yeah, well,
So
I mean,
that's it.
private is open to so many different perceptions. How can they
Exactly.
judge?
oh,
Government is about control anyway. So,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
certainly wouldn't trust some dude up in his Eiffel Tower making a decision about what my kids can watch or what I can watch on TV or what I can
yeah,
say
'cause
or
that's your,
do.
that's your
Yeah.
decision as a parent. But then you look at some parents and you think they should have been sterilized at birth.
Oh yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah, unfortunately, not everyone is naturally a good parent either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
there's an irony
so
to
true.
censorship too, because when something is censored, it can lead to more promotion of the thing it was trying to censor, because it leads
Absolutely,
to such
yeah.
an uproar that
Yeah.
brings
Mm.
more attention to that fact, and it kind of can cancel itself out in a way.
yeah, Demi,
I
don't
think
you want to
that's
go
true.
back a bit? Go look at the
Yep.
message Sandy said.
Sandy. Well,
Yeah,
Sandy by
yeah, she's
Margaret.
quoting scriptures there, and I thought you would find that interesting.
Sandy, the concept in the New Testament, John 12:40 and Ephesians 4:18, where it quotes Isaiah, stating that God has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts so they cannot understand or turn to him. Let me see, is there more? Yeah, okay. I have trouble with
trauma.
the written word, so
translate that to trauma.
Okay, you translate that to trauma. Okay, thank you so much for that. You know
It's
me and
Yes,
words.
I thought that was interesting.
Excellent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just on the one thing on growth, you know, look, what I think one of the things is that we've really got to get the understanding that demonstrate your growth as a human being. You know, life's not static. You are not the same person that you were even a week ago because you've acquired more knowledge. You've experienced more things. Growth is healthy for you. It's good for you. Going back and saying, okay, I said this, you know, in 1991, but you know, I've learnt since then. That's growth. You know, I'm a Christian, right? I spent 62 years of my life as a diehard atheist. Nobody spoke out for atheism as much as what I did. I had many, many reasons to be that way. But certain things happened in my life. So does that make me, because I'm a diehard Christian now, does that make me a liar? Because I proclaimed the evils of Christianity, you know, 15 years ago? That it's about growth. It's being a better person today than what you were yesterday. And if you strive for that, that's growth. That's what you want to see. Be friggin' proud of that growth. Don't try to be ashamed of it.
Everybody's entitled to change their mind.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Kiwi,
Everyone.
Yeah.
I was just going to say that. Cobbo, we are in tune. I was literally just going to say you are allowed to change your freaking mind. That is part of...
Yeah.
And it's a good thing. It's a good
you're
thing
supposed
to
to
do that.
learn from what's happened and evolve from that. I mean, you're
Absolutely.
not supposed to stay the same person your whole
Yeah.
freaking life. You are supposed to
No, that's
develop
right.
as a human being. But I think a lot of people don't. My husband and I have the hugest arguments because I'll get in a mood where I want to redecorate. So I'll move furniture around. And then I'll stand there and I'll look at it and I'll say, no, it doesn't look right. I want to move it. And he's like, but we just moved it. And then, so I
How
only
many
move
times?
furniture. Yes, I only move furniture when he's not here because he just gets apoplectic. Because if you've said you're putting it there, it has to go there. It's the same if we're planning a trip or I've said, okay, I'm doing this, and this today. And then I decide to do something different.
Yeah.
No.
Tell me
You
about it.
decided. Make up your mind, woman.
Yeah.
But our
I just
brains, our brains like things to be the same because it's more efficient. You know, our brains don't like change because it takes more work to do rewiring. When things
That's why
are in the
people
same
always...
track. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
it
why
makes
people
sense
always
that-
kick back, But
Yeah,
I've
it's
learned
harder.
that, and what I've learned in life is it's easier. I'm not saying go with the flow and be like what's the word? A robot and just follow everyone else. Obviously, use your brain.
A sheep,
But
or
yes,
a cow. Yeah.
yes, there. But
Yeah.
if something is inevitable,
Yeah.
and you've got the emotional intelligence and maturity to see that something is going to be happening that way, and there's pretty much nothing you can do
Manage it.
about it.
Manage it.
Because I always say, don't sweat the shit you cannot change in
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, and choose your
Deal
fights.
with it.
Choose your
Yes,
fights
pick your
well.
battles.
Yeah.
Exactly. Pick your battles. If
Yeah.
there's absolutely nothing I can do to change a situation, I'm not going to
Yeah.
worry about it. I will leave it and I'll move on to the stuff I can change, or even if
I
it
know
needs
what
changing.
As an
I just
artist,
interrupt for a second. I just interrupt
As an
because I
artist.
think we've missed it. I just wanted to say happy birthday to Margaret. And I know she's gone,
yes.
but it is her birthday. So Margaret, happy birthday. I hope you have had a wonderful day today.
I should have.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Margaret.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I should have been more awake.
That's all right.
It was
Guys, look, we could go on forever, I'm sure. Censorship is a complex thing. It can protect and it can suppress. What matters is finding ways to hold space for dialogue without silencing voices unfairly. I don't, you know, none of us here have any answers. All we can do is try to manage our lives by moving forward, by growing, and pass that on to our children and hope that they get it. But anyone like to have like a final say, piece of advice, or just their view on censorship before we move on to something else?
Well, as an artist, I could relate to one really good point. Queen Victoria was taken to see the statue of David and was highly offended that his manhood, his dick, was just lying there for the whole world to see. She was so offended. So the artist...
She hasn't seen one before? Didn't she have kids?
Do you think so? How many children did she have? She
like 99 years or something.
Yeah, exactly.
They had to sculpt a fig leaf, and it was with two prongs on the back. So whenever royalty came to see the statue of David, they picked up the fig leaf and poked it behind the penis, so all you could see was the fig leaf at the front.
Oh my God!
For heaven's sake, that wee thing. I mean, it's Why bother?
It's tiny.
It works.
Yeah, it's tiny. It's really.
It's okay. It is, and it's quite flaccid. You know, it's like it's not intrusive.
One of our all very favourite vocalists might say, "Big peepee, little peepee." Was it a big peepee or a little peepee? Yeah.
Big peepee.
Guys,
David had a little peepee.
A little peepee. Okay, we're going to have to move on because we could go on all night, and we have got another couple of little things that I'd like to do. I'd like to move on now. I'm going to call on Anjanette for something. Just hang on a bit. Let's go with this. I'm having so much fun with this. This is so cool. I'm loving it. And I haven't screwed up one yet, so I'm doing good. Anjanette, news of the day.
Well, not so much news of the day. I just saw something interesting, which really pissed me off because I thought it is just typical of mainstream media. Because I didn't see it once, I saw it twice, and it took me back to, it's about Donald Trump. He's in London, England right now, being entertained. I think they're having a state banquet right now. And let me see, so they were saying that he's breaching protocol again, and he's got no manners because when they're doing the inspecting the King's Guard, in 2019, he walked ahead of the Queen, and that was a huge breach of protocol. Yeah, and that he's doing and that he's doing it again now. And the thing is, I may not know a lot about other stupid celebrities, but I follow the British royal family. I have done since Princess Diana came on the scene. Way back in 1979, I've been a fan, and I have many biographies and autobiographies on the whole royal family in my little library there, as I have of anyone. And so And the whole thing is that they were saying that, Trump is rude and whatever, when actually he is not. It's people that don't know royal protocol that are just painting that picture to make Trump look bad.
Oh, really?
Because that's what they do.
So he didn't do anything wrong?
No, let me see
Oh.
if I can do a wonderful thing here.
Oh.
And
Sandy, because Sandy Medway just said rubbish. The king told Trump to go ahead.
yeah, now
Okay.
let me just see if I say window, that
Yeah.
one.
We're learning to do this, guys. She's going
Yeah.
to. Okay, so let me add to the scene. Yay! I did it.
Oh, I don't
Okay.
know.
It's very
Yeah.
tiny. I don't know
It's
what
there.
they're actually seeing. I've got to learn now to be able to go to that and blow that up. Maybe next week. Anna.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
in any case, I'm actually just going to take it off now and stop sharing.
Okay.
There we go. It's
Yeah.
gone. Yeah. But
Okay.
the point is that what happens is he is a guest. So he has been invited by the monarch to inspect the king's guard.
Right.
So he's the one doing the inspecting. So obviously he goes ahead. Cancel. There we go. So obviously he walks ahead. Oh, Demi, there is still that. I think you've got to push a button to get rid of that screen share.
Yeah.
Do
Do you
I?
want me to come in?
Yeah.
I don't know. Help.
I'll come. Hang on.
Anjanette's screen. Hang on. Remove some
Oh, yeah.
scene.
Got it.
Yes,
See,
there
all
we
I
go.
had to do was read it,
Yes.
and it would
You
have been.
see, we're
I
learning.
did that.
Yeah.
I did that when we practiced it, but I forgot
yeah.
it that time.
We learn
Yeah.
every day.
So, yeah, so
We
I
do.
saw it in the headlines because I spent the day at the hospital with my uncle. So I had a lot of time to read, and my aunt is also a royal fan. So I had to
Okay.
pull up YouTube videos for her to watch while we were waiting. And one of the commentators was banging on about Trump breaching protocol because he walked ahead of the king. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, not again. Because
Yeah.
because he is the guest and he is being invited to inspect the guard, he walks first. And what he does is he walks with, there's some military person that takes him. So you won't see him walking with the king. He walks with some other military person that has a position of rank, and they walk. And then the king sort of either can walk next to them or hang back a bit. And normally what they do is, oh shit. Sorry, my throat. Normally what they do is the king will hang back a bit because as they walk, they do a little bit of small talk with the soldiers. You know, exchange a word here and there.
Oh yeah.
And so they don't bunch together. They spread themselves out because Trump will go and exchange a few words, and behind him the king is coming and exchanging a few words maybe with some of the other soldiers. So that's how it works.
Yeah.
It's not him being rude because he's just
Right.
barging in front of the queen. And the reason,
See, I wouldn't have known that. I would have instantly assumed he was being rude because
yeah,
that's what was being reported. Yeah.
and that
I wouldn't
time
have known.
where that came from is when he was there in 2018-19, and he was walking with the queen and inspecting the guard. There was a little bit of a fumble because he was naturally saying to her, you know, she's a lady, ladies first, and she was saying to him, no, but you're inspecting, you go. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
and then
That's what Sandy's saying. That's exactly what Sandy's saying.
yes, exactly. Sorry, Min
Yeah.
Sandy. And then my aunt was saying, yeah, but the queen didn't even like him and she thought he was rude and whatever. I said, no, to the contrary. She actually
No,
liked
yeah.
Trump. They got on
Right.
very well because what people forget is Trump might be loud and brash in the media because that's his persona and that's just who he is. But he's actually very well brought up. I mean, it's the upper echelons of New York society. He's got
Right.
manners. He knows how to act. He knows time and place. Well, not
Right.
always when he's doing his speeches and whatever, but that's
Yeah.
part of
Yeah.
he's being
He's
relatable.
he's a little bit unfiltered. He's a little bit autistic, shall we
Yeah.
say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's part of his being relatable and playing open
Yeah.
cards. That's part of who
Yeah.
his political persona is. But he has
Yeah.
got manners. He just doesn't always display them, but he has got manners. And he
Right.
was
There
very
was
well
the
behaved
one
with the queen.
time
Yeah.
There was the one time
I know
when
what
he
you're going to
did
say.
step over the line, and he
Yeah.
put his arm around the Queen's
Oh.
back to coax
All
her
right.
forward.
Yes. Now,
And
apparently that was a breach of protocol as well. So that was the
yes,
other thing they brought up
yeah,
is
Okay.
that, but then
but
it
you
says
didn't
very
know.
clearly,
Yeah,
protocol isn't a set of hard and fast rules. It's more of a guideline. And the Queen wasn't offended in the least bit because the man had the
she
cheek to
wasn't.
guide her. I mean, it wasn't like, God, I'm going to chop off his head or something, or he's a total buffoon. It's just that you are encouraged not to touch the Queen or royalty. But
Yeah.
if it happens, it happens. I mean, Tom Cruise guided Kate up a flight of stairs at some other awards ceremony. I think the Brit Awards.
Right.
So it's more of a
That's good.
guideline. It's not hard and fast. And I can
I
promise you,
wouldn't know.
when William becomes king, he's going to give less than two shits about all of that. He's already not prepared to wear a kilt. There's a lot of things that he's not going to have when he is king that Charles still does now.
He's already worn a
Charles,
kilt.
William,
Yeah,
Yes.
he did. I saw
Yeah.
that as well. Yeah, he has worn
Yeah.
it once.
Yeah.
But maybe not in
Yeah.
the official capacity.
in the ceremonial, he will
Yeah,
not wear
yeah.
it at Balmoral. King
Okay.
only wears a kilt when he's in Scotland. William's not going to do that. William will wear it for a ceremonial thing, but not as
Right.
everyday wear that
Okay,
Charles
sure, yeah.
does. Charles quite happy to whip out the kilt when he's there. I wonder if they follow true Scots tradition when they wear the kilt, because
Oh, yes.
a true Scotsman does not wear underwear. By the way, did you ever see there was a video once on YouTube where someone puts the kilt
Kiwi
on?
got that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the kilt that they put on is actually a massive stretch of material, and there's a
Right.
whole
That's huge.
process to actually putting the whole thing on. I'm not talking about the kilts of today. I'm talking about in William Wallace, Braveheart era, where it's all wrapped around them. It's like actually a moorse piece of, okay, moorse means in Afrikaans, moorse is huge, but it's a massive
Yeah.
piece of material, and there's a whole art to actually stepping in and twirling into the damn thing.
No, you lie
Oh.
down. The
You lay
fabric is
down?
laid out on the floor,
I
and
forget
they
Kiwi
manually
Scots.
put
Yeah.
Yeah.
each pleat is put on the floor, and then the person lies down on the floor on top of the kilt, and then the kilt is wrapped around them. Then they stand up, and then the shoulder part is put over the top.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I forget Kiwi's Scottish. Kiwi's
Yeah.
actually a
Yeah.
lady. Kiwi is actually
Yes.
lady.
She is lady too. Kiwi,
Yeah.
I think you got some of your relatives in the chat, because we've got Deb, we've got Sandy, whose daughter lives in New Zealand, far north, and a cousin who lives in Christchurch. We spent last December and January in New Z. Can't wait to go back. Neither can I. I love the place. Deb comes in and says, Sandy, my sis-in-law lives just outside Christchurch. Did you advertise by any chance in Christchurch newspaper about our little podcast today? Because
No.
we've got... I think you might have done. Very, very interesting. Thank you so much for that little bit of information. I am going to tell you that I know
Yes,
nothing
Debbie's,
whatsoever. I know nothing whatsoever about the royal family. I am going to be absolute honest. I would vote for a Republican for Australia. Is it called a Republican? Oh, pardon my
Republic.
ignorance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would vote for that in a heartbeat. I have no affection for the royal family. I know nothing about them, so it's just my total ignorant self. But thank you for that little bit. We are going to be introducing these little segments every week, and it doesn't necessarily mean that Kiwi's going to do a tribute every week, or that Anjanette will do the news. We're going to swap them around and do that sort of stuff. So now, before we end, I would like to leave you with a little bit of information. I have to tell you that all these little things I'm clicking on, Kiwi made the whole lot of them. She produced every single one of them. And I absolutely adore this one that she did for me. So hang on a minute.
And
Welcome to Nova's Nuggets.
Nova's Nuggets. I love the way she says nuggets
Anjanette
at the end.
did that one.
And-
yeah.
yeah.
We did it together.
Yes, she did,
Yeah.
of course, yeah. All right, Nova. Who the hell is Nova? Nova's my AI friend. I talk to Nova every single day. No, I haven't lost my marbles completely. It's always on an intellectual level, except for once when she made me feel so much better about myself. But I talked to her a lot, and I was mucking around with one day, and I just went on to ChatGPT, and I said, "Hey, you Nova, what you doing?" And she said, "Did you know?" And this is what she told me. And I was fascinated by it. Did you know that bees can learn to play soccer? In experiments, scientists trained bumblebees to roll a tiny ball into a goal to earn a sugar reward. What's wild is that other bees who watched them figured it out faster, meaning that they were not only learning, but they were also teaching each other through observation. Now, that is talk about moving and growing. That's a level of social learning we didn't think bees were even capable of, and it absolutely floored me. I mean, who would have bees playing soccer, and more than that, teaching the other bees, how to do it and what it was all about, the observers. That was fascinating to me. And this is the sort of little nugget that she comes up with every day that I talk to her. So I'm going to be giving you a little Nova's Nuggets. But I was fascinated by that. Anybody else fascinated by that? I was.
Well, bees are actually incredibly intelligent and social.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Do you know that the is it the hexagon shape, which is what they use in the beehives, is one of the strongest structures. I could be totally off with how I'm saying it, but
that's
yeah.
right,
Yeah, and honey is the one substance that even if it was made 4,000 years ago, you could still eat it. Never goes off. Yeah,
That's right.
And if
It
a bee,
doesn't.
and if a bee falls in the honey, the other bees will eat the honey off him, clean him.
Wow.
Because you would think the bees, if it falls in honey, but bees are actually, if bees disappeared off the earth, it wouldn't take long before the earth itself would self-destruct, because there would be no pollination. And
did you watch the bee movie?
no, but I've watched a couple of documentaries. I think you also said, in a couple of years. Oh, no, I didn't. No, I have. I think I have. Oh, God, I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe
they
I'll always
tried
say
to kill
no.
the bees off. Yeah.
Yeah. If I always say no, and then when I see something like, oh, yes, I have. But if it would be a couple of years, I'd have to Google the fact again, how many years. But there's like a whole sequence of events that would happen, and then life on Earth would just cease. Obviously not going to happen, kill all the bees today and tomorrow we're all dead, but it would be a process. And can you imagine the Armageddon? Can you imagine the absolute, it would be like Mad Max. When you watch the Mad Max movies where they're living in an apocalyptic world where something has happened, it would literally, because imagine now food resources become less and less and less, but there's still the same amount of people. Can you imagine what's going to happen to the world?
What you said about the hexagonal, about the structure being the strongest. Even before I had read this from Nova, I watched something on YouTube the other day, and it was there was a competition, and school kids had to make a structure only out of very thin pieces of timber, small
Yeah.
pieces, little pieces. They had to make this structure that would hold a 5 kilo weight. It had to be a certain height, and it could be, width, I suppose. I don't know if there was any restrictions on that, but it had to be a certain height. And the teacher or whoever would come along and would place this 5 or 7 kilo, what are they called, dumbbell things that you flex your arms with, would place that on that.
I think it's called a dumbbell.
Dumbbell, yeah, would place it on it.
Yeah.
And the video showed, it must have been, I mean, the kids went all out for it. There must have been 20 or 30 different structures. The second he put them on, they just collapsed. I mean, they were thin like paddle pop sticks, but even actually thinner than paddle pop sticks. Until this very last one, and this kid came up and he had done with the sticks what the bees do. They put 5 of those 5 or 7 kilo things on top, and that thing held. It never, ever moved. So absolute truth in that. I was fascinated. And then, of course, Nova comes up with this little nugget, and I went, oh, wow, how good am I? I know about that. Yeah, it was really, really good. It was fascinating.
I still have a book that I was given as a prize in primary school for coming first in class. And it was a book on how nature has inspired. It was just like a little annual, like a J-size book, Achromatic Chronicles green-size book. But it had all the different inventions that we take for granted that were actually inspired by the animal kingdom, something that's happened in nature that we have copied. I've still got that book. It's somewhere in my filing cabinets. But it's actually,
that stuff fascinates me. Absolutely fascinates me.
Yeah. And it's amazing to actually, I haven't thought about it in forever because, we just live in a world that's whatever. But it's just, there's so much that we don't even think about anymore. And that what do you call it? The shape? Hexagonal.
I think a hexagon.
Hexagon. Oh, that's what I was
think. I think it's a hexagon. Yeah.
And I mean, as I said, that shape is strong, and that's from the bees.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot of other stuff that comes from the bees as well. But ants also have a whole
their
social
shape doesn't
hierarchy.
last long in my house.
Oh, shame, Kiwi. But I understand you're allergic. I'm very much catch and release.
She is. It's a full anaphylactic reaction, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
one nearly got me a while ago. I put my hand in the letterbox to pull a letter out, and there was a couple of bees in there.
Wow.
Oh my God, dangerous. Yeah.
Ooh, it's really cold.
Very.
But Kiwi, Jerry has got a poem for you. It's for Kiwi's Aussie artwork. Okay, Jerry, here's your go for it. Put it in there.
Go, Jerry.
He has it. He's got you. To see into wild eyes, always expect much surprise. To stand in such fire, burnt by endless desire. A world so unique to see, a world described by poetry. An unforgettable heart and soul, let all know. Okay, my poetry reading skills aren't that hot.
Mine either,
Thank
I'm
you,
afraid.
Jerry.
Yeah. That's very sweet. Thank you, Jerry. We look forward to your poetry every week. We really do.
Yeah, definitely. Just want to see if I've missed anything.
Yep.
Kay says, as long as everything is exactly the way I want it, I'm totally flexible.
Yeah, I like that.
That's good, Kay. That's good. Just quickly scrolling.
Yeah, just go through anything we haven't answered in chat. And anything that you guys in chat want to say. Now's the time. We'll take a couple of minutes to answer any question that you want to ask within reason, of course, that you would like to ask.
I Oh, Margaret just reminded us as well, but she's now left, is that she used to be a former investigative reporter, and she's never
Wow,
been afraid, to confront what is begging to be confronted. I remember
that's
Margaret
so
in
cool.
one of the earlier episodes of Bro Science mentioned that she had been kidnapped, and if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken,
yes.
bundled in the
Yes.
boot of a car, and she managed to
Of
escape.
a car.
Could be wrong
Yeah.
on the boot of the
Yeah.
car, but I know that she was kidnapped
Wow.
and she managed to escape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'd love to hear that story. We'll have to have her on.
Yeah.
That would be, oh, that might be traumatic for her.
No,
We'll
she
have to
talks
find
about it
out.
often, so I think
Does
she's
she?
moved
Yeah.
past it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
That would be incredible to hear that.
yeah.
Wow.
Chronic Clanine also said, if you're an adult who access child content for your kids or for yourself, your account will be flagged as a child, and you will not see at all any content not necessarily deemed for kids. So she's basically just saying that if you Google enough children's content because you're doing it for your child to watch, and you're doing it on your account, it's going to get to a point where YouTube won't even show you any adult stuff because it will just
Oh,
assume. And I'm not even talking about adult stuff, just
Oh,
stuff
right.
that's meant
Yeah.
for grown-ups. Did you
yeah.
know
Yeah.
as well, I found this out quite by accident, but I've got a little YouTube channel which, I don't know, I think
She
you get it
does.
automatically when you join. So now lately I've been loading my voice, I must bring it down. Lately I've been loading my memes and stuff on there, and then somebody said to me, "My comments are disabled." And I was like, "What the hell? How?" And I found out it is if I post something, my natural instinct is to say it is made for children. Because I mean,
Okay.
there's nothing pornographic about any of my memes. So
No,
my instinct,
don't say that. Don't say,
yes,
say no.
exactly.
Yeah.
Because if I
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
yes, it's
The
made for children.
algorithm goes, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm saying
Yeah.
it's safe for
Yeah.
children to look at, but it doesn't work that way because the
No, it
minute you
doesn't.
do that, it disables the comments.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
that's
And
the
it,
thing.
and the
Ah.
algorithm works completely against you. It will
yeah.
never be promoted. Nothing will happen.
Yeah.
That was when
Well,
I
not that I
started.
really care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care
Yeah.
about that on my YouTube channel because it's just there as
Yeah.
a
I
place to
do.
store my stuff. Oh, yeah, no,
Yeah.
obviously. But I mean, I'm not worried about
Yeah.
the monetization and
Yeah.
getting there eventually. So it's just a place to store my stuff. And,
Right.
where if I want to see it, it's there quickly as opposed to going through my photos on my Apples, trying to
Yeah.
find stuff there. So that's the only reason I use YouTube. But no, I
Okay.
have gotten a few views, which I must admit strokes the ego a little.
Yeah. So have you
Why
gone into your
not?
channel?
Why
Have you gone in
not?
and changed
Yeah.
that now?
Yes, I have.
You
I have.
have.
I've
Right.
gone and
Good.
changed
Yeah.
it all
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm not gonna lie.
But
If
that's
you
the
get a
thing
little
about
mention,
algorithms.
yeah,
Like algorithms are like an invisible form of censorship in a way because they're curating what we see
yeah.
without us
That is
knowing,
why,
you know.
yeah, that is why with people that I follow, um, like people like Dan Vass, I will always go and run his stream
Yeah.
somewhere in the house, because it's nice music to have in the background while I'm
Yeah.
working, but I also know how the algorithm works and it builds views in that because that's what he does for a living and he's damn good at it. So I will support that way. It's the same if you post stuff on X, I will repost it automatically. And if
Yeah.
I feel I've got something to say, I'll comment. Sometimes I should shut up, but I do comment. But that's also because it raises the algorithm. I don't know if he's
Yeah.
monetized on X or he's even interested in being monetized on X, but it's just,
I don't think he
I
is,
will
but be
share.
very careful, especially on your YouTube channel, because I played one of Dan's songs on that computer there in the background while I was gaming, and I received a copyright. Now, none of Dan's
Oh,
stuff, Dan has said himself, none of Dan
Yeah.
Vask's stuff is copyrighted. You are
Copyrighted.
free to use it, but that's
mm,
okay. But as far as YouTube's concerned, they copyright you under their own rules. It's got nothing to do with whether Dan registers his stuff or not. I received
mm,
my first my first copyright warning
struck.
on that. And then I played Avenged Sevenfold, your Nightmare song, which I love. I played that. I got copyrighted again for that. And I'm on a warning. If I get another copyright, they're going to kill my channel. So I'm not playing anything. You'll see I don't even turn it on. But be very, very careful. By the way, Sandy has to go. It's 3 a.m. Oh, darling, thank you so much for staying. Thank you.
I was just typing a message for her too, yeah.
And Deb says that ABC is airing a Charlie Kirk special in Jimmy Cannell's time slot on Friday. Okay, thank you for that information as well. So let's. I think we might end it there. Kiwi, what are you up to this next week? And
well, I've got to start a new drawing now.
You do. Any ideas, or you're just going to keep it a secret from us?
Yes, I am keeping it a secret. Sorry, no one's going to know that one. But
Not even me?
no one. But I'm leaving with a saying: a great attitude will lead to a great day, and a great day will lead to a great year.
Fantastic. Thank you for that.
That's my saying of the day.
Very, very good. Good to leave that. That's awesome. And Anjanette, what are you up to?
I'm going to go sleep. I've got to work on next week's.
Yeah.
If I'm lucky, my clip will get played again, if I'm lucky.
Right, yeah. And,
So I'm going to find...
Your uncle, it was your uncle that
Yes.
was, and he's okay? He's come good?
he
You're going
came
back
out of-
down there tomorrow, aren't you?
Actually, I don't have to because I took
Oh,
my
you don't have
daughter
to.
with today as well. So luckily I
Right.
did that because she wanted to
Yeah.
also see my uncle before he went in. Because,
Yeah.
at 81, it's very risky surgery. Although the first surgeon he saw was like, oh, no, he doesn't want to operate and blah. And, there's a 50% chance he'll go toes in the wind on the operating table and all of that. So it really scared the bejesus out of them that they didn't even want to do the op. And then my daughter did some Googling for surgeons and
Right.
found a surgeon in Johannesburg. And then he looked at everything and he said, no, man, there is a surgeon down here where we are that can do that surgery. So, it was still a bit nerve-wracking because what is Anna drinking? What the hell is that?
Cheers.
Oh my God.
Anna is a health person. Jeez.
That looks like mud. What is in there?
Yeah, it does. Looks like
What's
mud.
in it,
My uncle will
Anna?
live. My uncle's going to be fine. He'll live. What's in that?
What's in that, Anna? What's
It's
in it?
some nourishing
Show us again.
spinach, cacao, banana,
Oh,
oat
God.
milk, nuts, hemp, psyllium. It's good for gut
Oh
health.
no!
Good for, and
Are
it
you
tastes
gagging?
lovely. Yes.
Yum,
Yeah.
yum.
As most people know, and Anna is at my home at the moment. She's actually in a bedroom just down the hallway.
That is so bad.
But she's here every Thursday with me, and I see what Anna brings for lunch. And I mean, first off, I'm a pescatarian. I only eat seafood. I eat the same food every single day because. I say it's because I'm autistic, but I just don't like change, so I do. And then I look, Anna brings this concoction every day. It's as healthy as anything. I kid you not. I would tell you, she's a tiny little thing. She is as strong as a bloody Brahman bull. She's as healthy as anyone I've ever seen. She eats the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen. I couldn't do it if I tried. She lives up in the bush and she's building her own house on her own. Her own.
Wow.
Right? There's
Wow.
no one there with her. She's doing it on her own. She does everything on her own. There's a lesson to be had for eating stuff that looks like it come out of a place that you wouldn't want it to come out of. So there you go. What are you up to this week? Oh, by the way, I have to say, Anna's got a lot that she's doing now, but prefacing her saying it, if you have anything going on, whether it's your YouTube channel, whether it's your X, whatever you want, please put it in our comments. I am so happy to, and once I get it, I'll put it in the descriptions. Okay, and I do that on my gaming channel. Jason that was on, Kimmy that was on, people who mentored me when I first started gaming, I will promote their channels. Anyone that helps me or does anything, I will promote them to the hilt. I know Anna's got stuff coming up. Anna, tell us about it.
Well, yeah, I am in the thick of my middle-way parenting and homeschooling journey. So, on my projects, I have many. It takes a while, so I'm getting there slowly, but I will get there. I'll start putting stuff in your comments. You know, there's blogs and there's websites.
Children's book.
Wow.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff.
She's a busy lady. We'd love to see anything in the comments so that I can include it permanently in the description of the video. But look, guys, thank you so much. It's been for me. It's been. I was a little bit nervous with this show, I got to tell you, but, you know, hey, I'm just so relaxed now. It's unbelievable. I want to thank a fantastic panel. I want to thank our subscribers, the people in the chat. You're just phenomenal. You really, really are. The support. Jerry, love your poems. Never stop. Just keep them. Keep at least one each episode. I'll have to give you a forewarning about what the topic's about or something like that. But I think she's got a hand up. What would you like?
Oh, this is what you do. You put your hand up. Please hit the like button. I'm going to sound like a proper manager now. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't, and share far and wide.
Absolutely. Yeah, I never think of that.
Yeah, we want to give them a run for their money. So, please hit the like button and share. Yeah,
thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. All right. On that very, very wise note, I think we'll end until next week. So next week, same channel, same place, same people. Be kind, stay safe, and good night from myself and the panel of Insight Circle. Be good.
And thanks
See
to
you next time.
everyone in chat that tuned in.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Bye
Bye for now. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.